It's tough out there. We know it's tough out there. I had a gentleman that worked for me, kind of a portly kind of guy, who swore that he really wasn't overweight, that he was just swollen from getting beat up so much by customers. And that happens out there. We call them objections. And there's been 10,000 books and 10,000 techniques written about handling objections. You know the kind I'm talking about. The kind I'm talking about are the things that they say, when the customer says this, you say that. When the customer says this, you say something cute like that. That is a very dangerous game to play. But let's go back to the beginning thing about handling objections. Objections are painful. That's why when they give you sales plaques to put against your wall, there's a reason. After a whole day full of objections, you go back to the office and you lean your cheek against that sales plaque, and it's nice and cool, and it kind of revives you a little bit. Let's start with a new concept. Let's conquer objections rather than handling objections. Who wants to handle objections? They're yucky, they're messy, they hurt our pride, they hurt everything that we believe in. Let's conquer the objection instead. And let's start off by doing something very basic. Let's not go where the objections are. You know, back in the 50s, there was a really famous bank robber named Willie Sutton. And he robbed over 100 banks. And although the fact that he was brought in and out of jail many times, he still continued to rob banks. So psychologists were baffled by this. Why in the heck would somebody continue to rob banks? What went on in their criminal mind that made them rob banks? So they brought him in and did an analysis, and they asked him, why do you rob banks? And his answer was simple: because that's where the money is. As salespeople, why don't we go where the money is, where the customers are? You can relieve 80%, reduce them to nothing, conquer 80% of the objections by not going where people are that don't want to buy your product, have no need for your product, and have no interest in buying your product. But we don't do that as salespeople. What do? We immediately run out to everyone we know. I call it the friends and family technique. Why? Because it's comfortable to talk to people that we know. They might not have a need for our product. You know, I have an Aunt Rosie. I don't care what product you're selling out there right now, Aunt Rosie's not buying. So take her off your list. But there's a more dangerous thing that happens when you go to someone who has no need or want or desire for your product. They give you an objection. And what do? Instinctively, we jump right in and go through that laundry list of things to say to handle that objection. And what's really going to happen, even if you were able to get rid of that objection, they're not going to buy anyway. But a more dangerous thing happens. You take that information about why this person that doesn't want to buy your product, has no need for your product, back to your home office and say, if we want to sell this product, we're going to have to change this, and this. I've watched companies change their sales strategy, their very product, and their pricing based upon objections from people who don't even want to buy or have no need for their product. So let's start off right now. Get rid of 80% of the objections. Let's conquer them by not going to where the business isn't. Let's deal with people. Let's take some time up front and develop what I call the ideal customer profile. The people who are the most likely to buy our product. And you won't have to handle objections from those who have no need. The second thing about objections, if you want to conquer them rather than handling them, is make sure as salespeople we're not creating them. That's right, we create objections. Oh, that can't be. Objections are something that happened to us. We're the victim. They're things that are in customers' minds. They're perceptions that they have that we have to overcome. We have to handle them. So we pull out our laundry list again of things to say and things not to say, but let's avoid them. And the second thing, next to going to the wrong place, that causes objections is we create them ourselves. Here's an example. A law firm, 4 lawyers, wanted to have a website presence. They don't know anything about website design, want to practice law, do not want to get involved. They don't have a strong IT department to handle it. They don't have time to get involved with it. They want someone to come in, design them a website so they have presence out there that they can send people to, and that's it. Someone take care of it. Well, the salesman walked in from a website design company, began to tell them how easy it was for them to modify the content, how easy it was for them to set up the email addresses and the mailboxes that they need, how easy it would be to change pictures and colors on the website. Well, what was happening there? Just as you guessed it, the lawyer turned around and viewed that as being too difficult. The solution that prospect came in expecting wasn't the one he got. What he got was someone giving him a solution that was the exact opposite. He created an objection in his mind. And the call ended with, "Thank you very much. Leave your literature. I'll get back to you."